Deborah, and it's such a pleasure to be here tonight, and I just have to say, I am so proud of WCD. And you have the commitment of KPMG that we are going to continue to advocate for women on boards and to help this organization continue to expand its reach. So tonight, it is really my pleasure to present the 2017 WCD Vision Award for Innovation in Shared Value. The recipient is Douglas M. Baker, Jr., who is chairman of the board and CEO of Ecolab, the global leader in water, hygiene, and energy technology and services. Protecting our vital resources is a global challenge on all fronts, and Ecolab continues to make the world cleaner and safer and healthier for people in countries all over the world. Ecolab's commitment to corporate responsibility, to sustainability, it runs far and wide. And you know, it always starts on the front line. And as a result of numerous acquisitions over lots of years, 2004 to 2014, Ecolab was in a position to offer a real diverse set of products and services to its customers. But along the way, and all of us have probably felt this from time to time with the organizations we're a part of, as part of that combination of many organizations, bureaucracy began to loom and began to be detrimental to the organization's growth. And contrary to the customer-centric business model of Ecolab, and so putting the customer focus first was so important. And Doug was at the forefront of that, encouraging people who are in the position, in the front line with the customers, to make the decision, to carefully train those employees who are closest to the customer, and to allow them to make the call with the customer, with the solutions that best fit the situation to meet the customer's needs. So Doug was right. The problems were identified, and they fixed them quickly, and managers began to step aside and let the folks on the front line with the customers make the call. Managers were praised for delegating and allowing the people on the front to make those decisions. Doug took bold action, and he drove a change in culture. I think a lot of times, as we know, the CEO sets the culture of the organization, the culture being, you know, those collective behaviors of all the people in the organization, and he drove that change for Ecolab. So tonight, it's my pleasure to present the award for Innovation in Shared Value to Doug Baker of Ecolab.
All right. Well, how's everybody doing? What a great event. I would say there is a great buzz in the room. I also ran into Vicki Reich, who is here. She's on our board, and she said, of all the board-type conferences she's ever been to, this is the best, right? So look, Lynn, thank you for kind introduction. It's always, you sit there and you go, I don't want too many nice things, but keep on going just a little longer. No, I'm kidding. I'll talk about it. I mean, obviously, companies are teams. It's a team sport. It's how it works. And I'll talk a bit about that. But I also want to salute Susan for what you've built here. And it's quite amazing. And I can't believe it's only 7 years also. And so, salute to you. It's amazing. It's an important mission. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in the end as well. Because I think ultimately business is a talent game. And if you cut off half the talent you make your odds smaller. And it seems to me, I was an English major, but I still understand a bit about odds, that better odds are a good thing. So why you would do that, I have no idea, but I'll get back to that in a minute. So look, we're receiving this award for innovation and shared value. And while we don't use those exact words or that phrase, it's exactly what we work to drive. So our business, we deliver clean water, safe food, abundant energy, healthy environments, good things. And we do it through great technology delivered by a great sales and service team. The sales and service team comprises over half of our 48,000 folks globally. It's 25,000. It's our biggest investment. And their job is to make that technology work for our customers. But if you're driving this and they make big, big impact, you've got to do it through principles. You can't do it through rules. And the principles have to start with, we succeed when customers succeed. When you're confused, work to do the right thing, i.e., make a decision, because we aren't going to be there to answer all the questions. We're asleep when half the world and half our team is working. So you've got to get these principles down, and then I would say the most important one is help the company realize its potential, and it only happens if you're willing to help yourself realize your potential. So we're given gifts. If we're going to pay back, it is realizing how do we leverage those gifts to their full potential. And that's the mission. And then if all that fails and you're confused about what to do, just go sell something. It's always a good idea. So we work to go do this, and let me give you a little perspective on impact. So today we provide the technology that makes 27% of the world's processed food and 42% of the world's dairy products safe. We provide the water technology that produces over 22% of the world's electric power, not small, and we manage the water for 45% of the petroleum produced in the world. So what do you get out of the ground? A little oil, a lot of nasty water. And you got to treat it, clean it to make sure that you're not creating environmental harm. That's what we do. And we do it all over the globe. This takes us in 172 countries. And if you're going to run that enterprise, you're going to have to get the principles and the values right, or you're going to have absolute chaos. Now, none of this happens without a great team. And we've got some of our teammates here tonight that I would like to call out. We have Tom Hanley, who's our president and COO. And I know Tom, well okay, we'll do it all at once. Tom, you want to come up and make a few remarks? All right. Jill Wyan. Jill Wyan is an EVP. She's global president of our food and beverage, healthcare, and life sciences business. Does a great job. We have Beth Zimmermeyer, who's an EVP in charge of global marketing and communications, and in her spare time runs our global life sciences business, which is really a startup, and it's a cool job, and she's doing great. And we have Lori Marsh, who is our EVP in charge of global human resources. So all this, so it's a good sampling of our team. And it works. So we work to do great things. Last year, we helped customers save 11 trillion BTUs of energy, eliminate 52 million pounds of waste, and most importantly, given other things that are going on in the world, save more than 161 billion gallons of water, equivalent to the annual drinking needs of over 550 million people. Right? It's a big deal. Now, our goal by 2030 is to double these results. There are 1 billion people on Earth who do not have access to clean water. Now, of course, where we're going to save the water where these people live isn't exactly next door, but we do need to find a way to do more with less, or we're going to have an absolute catastrophe. The technology exists. It's how do you empower your team to get it out there, and how do you get the convincing proposition to get customers to buy it. If they don't buy it, it's our fault, not theirs. So we've got to go figure it out because we do have the technology to make a difference. So to do all this, you need a great team. And I'll get back to the point I made earlier. If you're going to have a great team, you've got to be open to all the talent. So what do we believe? We believe that talent is sort of equally spread amongst races, sexes, religions, all the other isms that you can go find. And if you're going to go get the best talent, and we want the best talent, we want to make sure that we are accessing all of these pools. Now, once you bring people in, you've got to have the right culture. People have to believe, I think, that they're counted on, that what they say matters, that they're going to be listened to, they're not always going to be agreed with. But I always drove into work differently when I worked for somebody who I knew cared about what I thought and was counting on me to do my best. When they didn't, I drove in with a different attitude. We want everybody driving in knowing that they matter going forward. So last, call out and salute. I've got some board members here. I've got 2 or 3. I'm not sure if Jerry Levin's here or not. Jerry Levin just retired from our board after 25 years, the last 10 as lead director. He's been amazing, and our board's transformed. So when I became CEO 13 years ago, we had 13 people on the board, and we had 1 woman. That was our diversity. Today, we have 13 members, 4 women, right? Better, improved. And while I cared about diversity, I will speak, what I really cared about, I wanted a great board. And philosophically, if you believe talent spread equally and you don't have women on your board, what the heck are you thinking? How is this going to work? And so I do believe in all the other benefits, but you don't need to believe in them. If only you believe in, I need a talented board, you're going to have women on your board, plain and simple. And it starts, and almost for me, stops there. Now, we get all the other benefits as a result. So I'm not sure where we are with 4 in that whole hierarchy of culture change, but it does make a difference. So here tonight is Vicki Reich, former SVP and CFO of Sindont, which I know as United Stationers, board member since 2009. She's our audit chair. God bless Vicki. Thank you. Right? And Tracy McKibben is also here, founder and CEO of Mac Energy Advisors, board member since 2015, and 2 board members who couldn't make it here tonight, well, many, but Barbara Beck, CEO of Learning Care Group, who's been a board member since 2008 and chairs our Safety, Health, and Environment Committee, which is critical to us, and Suzanne Vautrinot, who is a president of Kilovolt Consulting, but is the retired Major General of the United States Air Force. So, and Suzanne brings a wealth of organization acumen, and can you imagine growing up in the Air Force through that time period and making it to Major General? That's no mean feat. And if you meet Suzanne, you go, oh, I get it. All right, so we've got 13 members today it's a great board. And I do believe in the power of boards. I inherited a great board. And so I'm 13 years in, let's just say I'm more than halfway through my tenure. So you start thinking about other things. And I want to make sure that whoever succeeds me ends up with a great board too. They make a huge difference. I never understood it. I didn't understand it getting into the job. I didn't appreciate how strong the board is. I'm on a couple of other boards as well. They're strong, but we had a outsized board because we were a small company 13 years ago, like a little over $3 billion. We're $14 billion today. How'd that happen? You had steadfast leadership in the board. You had people willing to make smart bets, willing to stand up and stand beside you when things didn't go perfect, and understand that the ultimate vision was much more important than the day-to-day results, and that if you did the right thing, you would get the right results. That comes from solid and great governance. So I thank the board members here, I thank the management team that's here, and most importantly, I thank you for bestowing this terrific honor on our company. Thank you.